you turn it the other way, it might be a little bit better if it turns the other way. Good evening, Slater Nation, and welcome to Fairhaven Union High School. Tonight we have Slater girls basketball, their first game of 2025. I'm Jack Adams. I'm here with Joe Howard. For an exciting game tonight, the Slaters will again face the Eagles of Mount Abraham. Seems like we were just here doing this, Joe.
Yeah, it seems like we were just here, and our hope tonight is that Mount Abe gives the Slaters a little tougher challenge. Fairhaven pretty well dominated them just a week or so ago at the Canfield Christmas Tournament. And Fairhaven has played once, I think, since the tournament.
They played in Otter Valley
Otter
on
Valley.
Saturday. A sound win there, 30-point win there. I talked with both coaches about that game the other night, Joe, and both said that poor Mount Abe just walked into the Slaters on a great night. They really walked into one. The Slaters were playing really hard. Mount Abe had a lot of great chances, just couldn't get the ball to fall.
Yeah, 61-32 was the final of that game, but they couldn't get the ball to fall. So with any greater success of getting the hoops to go, it should be a little closer game this evening.
Coach Corin Cousino told me that she felt they didn't play an exceptionally fine game against the Slaters. I think part of that was the fact that the Slaters did play such a strong game. Coach Wilson thought that might have been their best game of the season so far.
The Slaters are good, Jack. There's no question about it. And the problem is they just got better because they have the Kelly girl, the big forward center for Fairhaven is back healthy, played in Otter Valley. Get the start tonight. She's a force under both ends of the hoop, and not going to be easy. Not going to be easy for Mount Abe.
And that was one of the big things. That'll be a big difference we'll see right off the bat. Victoria Kelly back from injury, missed the first 4 games of the season. Coach Wilson's excited to see her down there. What she gives them on both ends of the floor. First of all, just making them bigger. They've been playing tough. Oriana Kerr certainly stepped in and did a great job subbing, but just having Tori Kelly on the floor makes them that much bigger. And they're going to get a lot more touches in the paint is what Coach Wilson's thinking.
Let's talk about the Kerr girl, though, Jack. What a marvelous job stepping up. And to put her on the bench now to become the 6th man, it's just an added bonus again for the Slaters. She's talented, and she's a hard worker, and she did very, very, very well for the Slaters.
Yep. And so Coach Wilson's glad to have Tori Kelly back. Going to kind of ease her in a little bit. She's ready to go full, but he's looking for her to ease her in a little bit to give her a chance to get her legs under her. But looking forward to going forward. Mount Abe, talking about the Eagles, Joe, they have 8 of their first 9 games are on the road. So they really have their work cut out for them. Coach Cousino is happy so far. They're about 500 on the season so far. But that starting off on the road like that's going to make things tough. And so now we'll have our national anthem, and then we'll have the starting lineups for both teams.
Our next home game is Saturday, January 4th, when the Slater boys host Hartford, and the game at 1 p.m. Varsity at 2:30. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise and direct your attention to the flag for our national anthem being performed tonight
sure hope you folks at home got to hear that as clearly. That was young Madeline Henderson of Fairhaven Grade School, 4th grader, doing our national anthem. Fabulous job.
How about 4th grader Jack doing that? I'd be not
kidding.
even scared to death, not even just step out there and get it done.
I'm standing here behind a cage and I'm nervous as can be. So Coach Cousineau is going to send number 2, Hazel Gilmet, a senior. Number 12 is Jen Ferran, junior. Number 13 is Abba Parker, senior, along with senior Mackenzie Griner, number 20, and senior number 22, Louisa Painter. Coach Cousineau is assisted by Coach Bonnie Huizinga, Carrie Jipner, and Erin LaRose. Coach Wilson sends his 5 out to the floor. Number 10 is Maddie Perry. Number 11 is Kate Hadwin. Number 14 is Audrey Perry. Number 20, Isabel Cole. And number 33, Tori Kelly, who we were talking about earlier.
The Parker kid for Mount Abe was on the All-Mary Canfield tournament team, and Fairhaven had Cole and Hadwin on that team as well.
Slater secure the tip. We've got Pat Whalen and Kirk Abrahamson as our crew for tonight's game. Moving the ball. Cole lets it fly from the 3-point line. May have been tipped, but no. Goes out of bounds. And so just 14 seconds in, the Eagles will take over. Parker inbounds till Gilmet, and she'll bring it up the floor.
See, Fairhaven will pick them up right out top again. The man defense.
As we saw the other night, both teams are going to play good, solid defense. Gilmet gets it off to Ferrand, finds Parker down in the corner. Guarded by Hadwin. Painter cuts down the line, turn a little jump shot, falls short, rebounded by Ferrand. No go, grabbed by Isabel Cole. And Maddie Perry's going to bring it up the floor. Finds Cole on the wing, cutting to the basket. Tipped away by Ferrand. It's going to be the Slater's ball.
Mount Abe caught a break there. They were a little out of position defensively, but knocked the ball out, recovered.
Maddie Perry triggers it into Cole. Gives it to Hadwin to the top by the arc. Audrey Perry to Madeline, excuse me. Hadwin gave it a thought. Gets a screen from Maddie Perry. Steps inside and nails 2 from the foul line extended. 2-0 for the Slaters. 6:55 left to go in the first quarter. Gilmet brings it up to Ferrand. That's tipped away. There's Tori Kelly right in the baseline. Knocks that to Cole. Gets it off to Hadwin, and the Slaters are down the floor. Audrey Perry to Maddie Perry. Gets it inside, looking to get it to Kelly inside. That's knocked away. Grabbed by Ferrand. She brings up the field, up the court for the Eagles. Gives it off to Gilmet, who resets. Abba Parker now, foul line extended. Skip pass across the court, finds Griner. Good to see Griner back in the game. When she was here before, she was on crutches. There's a block by Kelly. Parker drive to the hoop, not to be had.
2 rebounds and a block in a minute and a half for the Kelly girl.
Audrey Perry drives around, kicks it to Cole. Maddie Perry in the corner again, that entry pass into Kelly. Turns, throws it up with the right hand off the front iron. Almost chased down by Cole, but is gathered in by Griner. Griner gets it off to Parker. That's Louisa Painter. Nice little jump shot to make it 2-2. 5:35 left to go in the first period.
It looks like Mount Abe not seeing the Kelly girl the last time. Has made some, came out and has a game plan for her. They're doubling down on her, Jack, every time she goes underneath.
Little miscommunication on the pass. Goes out of bounds to the Eagles. 5:25 left to go. Hazel Gilmet brings it up for the Eagles. Gets it off to Ferrand. Down now to Painter in the corner right in front of the student section. Not an enviable spot to be in. Gets it to Parker. Parker resets the offense. Ferrand gets it down low. Painter with a nice move around. Uses the whole rim and gets it to fall, so it's now 4-2 now. Foul called on the play. Foul on Tori Kelly. That's her first, team first. Tori Kelly's going to go to the bench now, and Oriana Kerr checks in. Mackenzie Griner now at the line, looking to make 3 the old-fashioned way. swishes it home. Eagles are up 5-2. Just over 5 minutes left to go here in the first period. Hadwin races it up the floor, gives it off to Cole. Maddie Perry at the top of the circle. Gets it again to Hadwin. She wants to give it a look. Dribbles back to reset. Now Slaters are going to move the ball again. Maddie Perry, who leads the team with assists so far in the young season.
Pretty good defense right now for the Eagles.
Nice little crossover move by Hadwin. Drives hard to the hoop. Won't fall for her. Isabel Cole had the rebound, had knocked it out of her hands. That foul's going to be on number 12. That's Jen Ferrand, her first. First for the Eagles. On that drive to the hoop, Hadwin went and ran into the wall. She's going to check in with Mike Finnegan.
Murphy will take her place. She'll go get looked at.
Again, trying to get that entry pass in to Quinn Murphy. Knocked away by Parker. Parker underneath. Finds Griner underneath. Coach Wilson wants to talk this over with his group. And certainly he was expecting a better game from the Eagles. Coach Cousineau was expecting a better game from the Eagles, and they certainly have delivered so far, Joe.
I'll tell you what, quick start for the Eagles, 7-2, the lead over Fairhaven. And they're playing very good defense. And Painter has 5 points, 5 of the 7 for Mount Abraham. Fairhaven will have to make an adjustment on that.
I think they were trying to get the ball low into Tori Kelly. As you said, they were doubling that up and kicking and keeping that entry pass from getting in there. Slaters with Kelly going to the bench and Kerr coming in, looking to spread it a little bit more and a little bit more in ball motion.
So the Kelly girl's a weapon, but they have lots of weapons.
They do.
So, and when the 3 goes, that'll open up underneath for Kelly when the 3 starts dropping for the Slaters.
And you and I talked about it the other night, Joe, and I talked with Coach Cousineau. Mount Abe had lots of chances the other night. They had lots of cuts to the basket. They just couldn't get the ball to fall. Looks like tonight they're having a little bit better luck with the ball going, dropping their shots. Maddie Perry resets, gives it off to Audrey. Audrey finds Quinn Murphy. Murphy takes the pick, gets it to Maddie Perry. Cole from the corner. Looks to drive down the lane. That's going to be off of the hand. I was going to say that's tipped by Painter. Goes out of bounds. Hadwin's back, checks back in, and Audrey Perry goes to the bench. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Eagles up 7-2. Hadwin kicks it into Maddie Perry in the backcourt. Maddie Perry to Isabel Cole. Cole looking that entry pass into Oriana Kerr, just a little too high. Goes out of bounds to the Eagles.
Slater's a bit out of sync offensively early going in the first period.
That's a couple times where the pass that was made wasn't the pass that was intended. So here's Parker, looks to drive to the hoop. Nice movement of the feet there by Quinn Murphy.
Use the baseline to have the Eagles turn it over. It'll go back the other way for the Slaters. Perry will get it in.
Kelly checks back in for the Slaters. Kerr goes to the bench. Maddie Perry brings it up. Again, just another one of those little passes, Joe. They played so well the other night. Things are a little crisp, a little tough time getting things going. We saw that in the first game the other night against Otter Valley. Going to call that foul on the floor. Hadwin going to the hoop hard as she does. Going to call that on the floor. Fouls on number 2, Gilmette. That's her first, team second in the period. Maddie Perry looks to trigger in. Gets it to Cole at the baseline, dribbles back out. And gets it to Hadwin at the top. Quinn Murphy looking to drive the baseline, shut off by number 22. Nice job with the feet by Painter. Getting it, looking to get it down and again to Kelly. Nice job fronting that. That was Griner. Gets it to Painter in the corner. Won't go.
I believe it's 2 shots. I think she was inside the line. That they're doing a wonderful job on the other end defensively on the Kelly girl. It's just not there.
Just not there.
And then if Fairhaven needs to hit some shots here to make it be a possibility of being there.
First foul on Isabel Cole. Louisa Painter to the line to shoot 2. Makes the first to make it now 8-2.
And she's got 6 of the 8. She's having a quarter. There's no doubt about it.
Audrey Perry and Riley Babby in for the Slaters. Maddie Perry, Isabel Cole to the bench. Two swishes for Painter, makes it now 9-2. 2:50 left to go in the first period for the Slaters. Hadwin gets a pick from Kelly. Cross court, Quinn Murphy wants to drive the lane.
She walked,
dragged her foot. Traveling, turns it back over to the Eagles.
Spacing not there that time down the floor offensively for the Slaters.
Ran into a group of folks there and ended up dragging her foot. Painter inbounds it to Gilmet, brings it up the 4 for the Eagles. Off the Painter. Swings it around to Griner, looking again for inside there. Tries to go to Painter inside. That pass is over her head, picked up by Hadwin. She wants to drive the floor all the way to the floor. Nice layup and in by Kate Hadwin. Gets 2 for the Slaters to make it now 9-4. That's the first points the Slaters have seen in a little while. Painter lets it ride from 3. Count that one to make it now 12-4. 2:06 left to go in the first period. And the Eagles certainly came to play tonight, Joe.
Yeah, they're going to be glad she got on the bus, I'll tell you that.
The bobbled pass there, Audrey Perry. Hadwin steps back this time from outside. Nice rebound by Audrey Perry. Brings it back out. Hadwin resets. Gets it to Quinn Murphy. Murphy again looking to drive the lane, but no room there. The Eagles defense is shutting down that lane. That's going to be a 3-second call on Tori Kelly. Turn the ball back to the Eagles with 1:38 left to go. Eagles up 12-4. Quinn Murphy goes to the bench. Gilmet to Ferrand. Gilmet brings it up the floor for the Eagles. Nice switch defense there. Tipped by Maddie Perry, but Gilmet gets it back. Nice pass inside to Griner, but that's no good. Tipped out of bounds, ball to the Slaters. 1:23 left to go in the first period.
Griner got a little deep underneath, couldn't get the ball off the backboard.
Maddie Perry brings it up for the Slaters. Gets it to Audrey Perry. Little too tall for Maddie in the corner. And another unforced error really for the Slaters. As crisp as they were the other night, they're having a little trouble getting in sync tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
They did play again. I think this holiday schedule where you play a game and then you wait a week and then you play a game. They last played Saturday. Played a real strong game against Otter Valley. Ferrand's shot from the corner goes over the hoop, out of bounds, off the Slaters. Painter's going to trigger in. Finds Jen Ferrand. Looking to get it into Griner, can't find it. There's Painter again from that corner. She likes that shot.
Yeah, went halfway down.
That one won't go. Hadwin looks up, finds Maddie Perry up the floor. Maddie Perry finds Babby. Babby to Cole at the top. Thinks about it. Hadwin again. They're looking to drive the lane, but the Eagles are doing a great job moving their feet on defense and cutting that drive off. Babby, Hadwin from way outside, off the back iron. Gilmet brings it up the floor, runs into defense from Maddie Perry. Perry tips the ball. Oh, that's an unfortunate tip there. Griner with the short layup won't fall, and it's out of bounds off the Eagles to the Slaters.
Slaters got a break there.
They did. Yeah, she was wide open for that shot underneath. 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Maddie Perry brings up the Slaters down by 8. Gets it off to Cole. Cole takes the screen from Kate Hadwin. Slaters looking to move the ball and drain the clock. Hadwin from way outside, sets her feet, bang! Nice shot to end the period. Slaters get it out to be 12-7. down by 5. Maybe that'll get them started and going into the second quarter, Joe. Again, having a tough time finding their rhythm, trying to get the ball inside. Great defense by the Eagles to deny that entry pass. And they haven't taken a lot of shots from outside.
Eagles have only had 2 players score, with Griner with 2, Painter with 10, but Fairhaven only 1 player to score. Hadwin has all 7 for Fairhaven.
And that's very unlike how they've been playing. They've been moving the ball around. They've got 4 or 5 players who are shooting over 40% from the floor. Kate Hadwin and Isabel Cole come into the game with 55 plus points each. They usually move the ball and share the ball. They're just not taking the shots and getting them to fall so far tonight.
Jack, well, we got a couple of minutes. Tom Haley's up in the bird cage with us tonight, and tomorrow you'll see an article that he wrote about a friend of mine and a person that I thought an awful lot of in the basketball world is Judy Leach, who owned the Pulteney radio station she's vice president of that station for all those years. And I'll tell you, Judy was so pro-community, so pro-sports, so pro-kids. Her time that she spent was incredible.
And not just the Slater community. You could turn on WVNR any Saturday in the fall and hear 2, if not 3 football games. It might be Granville, it might be Pulteney, it might be Fairhaven, but it's such a big community and such a big part Judy was of that. Thank you for bringing that up, Joe.
Well, we lost Judy this week, so kind of some memories from years ago. We'll get back started here, second period. The Slaters of basketball. Perry strong to the hoop. Out of bounds, knocked out by Mount Abe. The Slaters trail by 5 here. We get a chance, we'll talk a little bit more about Judy and her legacy to high school basketball. But right now, the Slaters looking to crawl back into this. Perry with the trigger. It'll come to Cole behind the 3-point stripe. Hadwin gets it. Hadwin's got to look right to the hoop, up and good.
Starting to warm that up. Another one. That one straight away. The one from the wing previously. Maybe start bringing some folks with her, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game.
Gilmet will bring it. Parker gets it left side. They double the ball, put some pressure on. It'll go back out top.
That trap in the corner again.
Yeah, Gilmet will get the ball back, though. The long three on the way by Painter. This time, no. Kelly the boards. Fairhaven will come back down looking for the tie. Maddie Perry, left side. She'll work in the backcourt with Hadwin. Hadwin is picked up out top by Parker. Hadwin to Cole. Cole, who's yet to score, puts the 3 up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Griner. And here come the Eagles.
Nice box out by Griner.
Ball knocked out of bounds by Cole for the Slaters. The Eagles will trigger just below us.
Looks like Coach Wilson wanted to pick up the intensity and the pace a little bit.
Parker the basketball. Hadwin gets her. Gomento out top. She'll quarterback it from there. Looks to reverse it. Tries to go underneath.
I think we're going to have a great view of this little battle going on all night here underneath the boards with Griner and Tori Kelly. Again, the other night we saw the Eagles cutting down the lane and finding lots of opportunities. Tonight they're looking to do a little bit more entry pass into Griner.
Griner has the ball stolen away by Cole. Here comes Perry. Perry will work right side to Cole. Cole looks, stops, gives it back to Perry. Now to Audrey Perry. Cole will get it, center of the floor. They'll reverse the ball near sidelines. Hadwin gets it, back to Perry. Underneath to Kelly. Kelly's shot is up, no good. Strong off the back of the rim. Cleared by the Eagles. Gourmet is picked up out top. Ferran gets it. Gourmet gets it back. Left side to Parker. Parker, ball fake. Now puts the ball on the floor. They'll give it back to Griner, and again it'll go to Painter. Good defense. They stripped down to the floor by Fairhaven. Doesn't matter. Ferran gets it to go. Off balance.
Nice shot by Ferran. I think that ball was tipped on his way in.
14-10, the Eagles will lead the Slaters the ball. Again underneath to Kelly, trying to get Kelly off the blocks. This shot is off the front of the rim. It'll be cleared away by Parker.
I think that's a little bit of second game rust. It's a little bit hard off the backboard with both of those shots, one with the right hand, one with the left hand.
She may be pressing a little bit too, Jack. We got a whistle and a foul. She may be pressing. Her first game back in front of a home crowd, and
I think the injury that she had kept her from conditioning. You can see her now. She's got her hands on her knees. I think she's on her. I see Oriana Kerr at the scorer's table ready to check in.
foul was on.
Something Coach Wilson talked about, trying to ease her in a little bit. Nice shooter's roll by Gilmet. 15-10 now for the Eagles.
Foul was on Maddie Perry, her first, team's first.
Kelly and Audrey Perry to the bench. Oriana Kerr and Quinn Murphy in for the Slaters.
Gourmet will get them both. Yeah, it's 16-10. The lead, the Slaters the ball. Now Perry will survey her teammates. Underneath, they work it to Kerr. Kerr kicks it out top to Hadwin. Hadwin's got a lane to drive, loose ball stolen away.
Going strong to the hoop again, cutting across the lane. Nice defense by the Eagles. Parker wanted to let that one go from the corner.
Yeah, offensive illegal pick on Painter, 22. Could see that from here. Hadwin will bring it in far sidelines for Fairhaven. Fairhaven, a 4:32 mark, trails by 6. Maddie Perry will try to get things started here. Perry picked up out top by Painter. Cole will get it now to Hadwin. Oh, now we got an offensive foul on Fairhaven, an illegal pick. I believe it's going to go on.
Yeah, that was Quinn Murphy called for that one. She's kind of moving in a crowd at the foul line. Kind of a collision of bodies. Tough to call that foul, but it was a moving pick.
Gourmet the basketball. Ferrand with it, stolen away. The Slaters will get this steal.
There's Kerr running the floor again. We saw that from her the other night. Hadwin. Hadwin to the hoop hard. Just a shooter's touch. Kiss off the backboard.
You are not going to stop her when she decides to go to the hoop. Still the only Slater to get on the scoreboard here this evening. She's got all 12 of Fairhaven's points halfway through period number 2. Hadwin will step to the line to shoot the N1. Off to the left side. Loose ball, rebound, saved by the Eagles, and here they come. Gourmet with it quickly down underneath the grinder. Nice play.
That's a nice transition. Nice job getting the ball off the floor, finding the open person. Nice passes.
Much different ball team than we saw a week ago, Jack.
And Coach Cousineau talked about that. She said we weren't very happy with how we played. The girls themselves weren't happy with how they played, and she was expecting a lot more. That communication again from the Slaters. That's the third or fourth time that a pass has been thrown and the recipient hasn't been ready for it. Eagles by 6.
3:39, period number 2. Gourmet wants to set things up offensively. Painter gets it out top. She'll play catch now. Wants to go underneath. Gourmet has to come and reload. Parker picked up by Hadwin. Underneath the grinder. They'll kick it back to Gourmet. Good job defensively by the Slaters that time.
Nice
Gourmet's going to go to the hoop.
Nice crossover there. Maddie Perry is playing great defense. Great crossover dribble from Gilmet. Nice little entry pass into Kerr. She got fouled. Oriana Kerr go to the line to shoot 2.
Grinder's going to get whistled for the foul.
That's her first. Third for the Eagles in the period.
Kerr for the Slaters. The first shot is up off the front of the rim.
Audrey Perry checks in. Maddie Perry checks out for the Slaters. Kerr drills that one to make it now 20-13. Gilmet brings it up the floor for the Eagles. Gives it to Dufault.
Dufour into the ball game for the Eagles. She had a strong performance last week against the Slaters. Painter the basketball underneath. Tried to go to Dufour. Stolen away Cole. Here comes Hadwin. Hadwin Back out top to Cole. Cole give it to Hadwin again. Reverses the ball left side. Audrey Perry with it, center of the floor. Cole gets it on the right side. Good defense by Mount Abe. Murphy kills the dribble, has to give it back out top to Hadwin. 2:26, period number 2. Underneath the curve, back out to Cole. Her 3 on the way, good.
Oh. That pass in, kick back out. Nice job again by Kerr.
Yep.
Finding Isabel Cole, set her feet, drained it.
That's Fairhaven ball movement. Much better that time down the floor.
The Slater student section has cranked up the intensity of this quarter too, Joe.
Dufour and Parker, we got a whistle away from the ball. What do we got?
3-second. Oh, no, timeout.
Timeout, Mount Abe.
Coach Cousineau wants to talk it over. 2:02 left to go in the second period.
20-16, Mount Abe came out, started to control both ends of the floor early on in period number 1, and with 2 minutes to go, they're up by 4 points here in the first half. Fairhaven now with 3 players on the scoreboard. Hadwin has 12, Cole has 3, and Kerr has 1.
And that's got to be a concern for Coach Wilson. We've talked about it a number of times, Joe, the number of weapons that they have. They're just haven't gotten them all clicking yet. Whereas the chances that Mount Abe had the other night, they weren't falling. They're making some nice shots. Painter with that 3 has a couple of them from the corner here.
Kelly back into the ball game for the Slaters. They'll see if they can get her off the blocks and get going here. Mount Abe's ball near sidelines, be triggered in by Painter. Painter gets it into Parker. They double on Parker, steal it away.
Man.
Good defense. Here comes Maddie Perry. Right side to Cole on the fly up. Oh, it rolls off the front of the rim. Quickly down the floor comes Painter. Her 3 on the way. Out of bounds off the back of the backboard.
Slater trapped in the corner there. Double teaming the ball. Resulted in the turnover.
Could have been a big hoop on the other end by Cole. Would have got him to within 2 and the momentum on the Slater side. Slater's with the ball, though. 1:45 to go, period number 2.
Cousineau in, Painter out for the Eagles.
Perry and Cole has the ball. Back to Audrey Perry. There's Hadwin. Oh, she's got a lane. She's going to. Stolen away.
A great feat by Dufault to cut that lane off. It was open, and she moved her feet and cut that off. Hadwin lost the handle. Great defense by the Eagles.
Dufour and Parker. Hadwin picks up Parker. 1:16 to go in period number 2. Parker calls the play. Left side, she'll go.
Cousineau back to Parker at the top of the key.
Ferrand with it now. Mount Abe content to wind some clock here. They're up by 4. Parker gets it. Guamet. Dufour. 49 seconds. They go underneath to Parker. Parker shot. No. Good denial by Hadwin.
Hadwin got a piece of that one.
We'll see if Fairhaven pushes and tries to get 2 shots before the end of the first half. Audrey Perry, center of the floor. Cole, Hadwin. Hadwin, center of the floor. Hadwin, left side. Maddie Perry. Hadwin again. Maddie Perry. To Cole. Cole's 3 is on the way. No good. Rebound, Audrey Perry. Loose ball, jump ball, possession.
Should go to the Slaters.
Okay, so now Jack Fairhaven will probably work for the last shot. Yep, there's a timeout by Coach Wilson. They're going to talk it over and see what they're going to do with 18 seconds to go in period number 2. They trail by 4.
He's done that each time we've seen him, Joe, when he gets to the end of the quarter, he gets to the end of the half, calls that timeout with possession. Wants to set the play that he wants. Getting his team excited, getting them charged up. They're clawing their way back into it. They were having a tough time. They were down, but they're clawing their way back into it and have a chance to make this a 1-point game at halftime. And I think the way they played, Coach Wilson would take that.
18 seconds. You see some of the student section on the rush to get the popcorn to beat the rush. I think you ought to stick around for these 18 seconds. It's usually a big part of Fairhaven's strategy is to work, get a good look, don't leave enough time on the clock for the other team to get a look themselves. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what Coach Wilson drew up. Maddie Perry to trigger. It'll come into Audrey Perry. Out top to Hadwin with 16. Hadwin to Cole to Perry.
Nice job by Gilmet doubling down on Tori Kelly.
9 seconds to go. Hadwin gets the shot, but it's not going to foul. 3 seconds. The Eagles will take a shot. Goes wide left, out of bounds. The horn will sound. It's 20-16 at the end of 2 periods. Mount Abraham.
I'll tell you, Joe, we watched that JV game, and that was a scrappy game that went right down to the wire. Slater's pulling that JV game out 39-34, but that was a back-and-forth battle. This looks like that's going to go the same way.
Mount Abe has not. And they've had the horses out front the entire first half.
They're getting chances, and the chances that they're getting are falling. The other night they got chances, and they wouldn't fall. Coach Cousino talked about this group. They're a very supportive group. Both coaches talked about how great their groups are, very supportive of each other, how they hang together. Again, I said earlier, this Mount Abe team is used to being on the road. They're going to play 8 of their first 9 games on the road. And so the group has come together well, and you can see they're really meshing well tonight.
I don't have to spend a lot of time doing scoring, Jack. Fairhaven had 3 players in the scoring column, with Hadwin 12, Cole with a 3, and Kerr with a single free throw for a total of 1. 16 points for Mount Abe, the Eagles. Gumet with 4, Foran with 2, Griner with 4, and Painter with 10. But Painter got all 10 here in the first period. So 20-16 again to score at halftime. Joe Howard, Jack Adams, and Jack has Jack, we're being joined by a special guest here.
We do. We have, if you've spent time in a gym in the southern part of Vermont, certainly you know Craig Pettis. Craig Pettis, Slater to the core, official extraordinaire, fall, winter, spring. Well, not so much the fall because he's busy coaching in the fall. Craig Pettis, thanks for joining us here at halftime.
No, thanks for having me. I love having a night off where I can actually come up and support the hometown team.
Yeah, how did that happen, Craig?
I don't know because the next Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday I have games. So you'll see me anywhere in the southern half of the state or even up in Chittenden County now. So
I knew going into this that I wanted to find a night where we'd be able to find you and bring you in and talk with you at halftime, just to get the striped perspective on things. And when I saw you tonight, I was like, now's my chance. First of all, congratulations on a great season in the fall. The field hockey team had a great run.
yeah, our kids compete. That's the one thing about that I really enjoyed the most about coaching with the players here. They compete hard. Just what you were talking about earlier, right? They compete for each other. They compete hard. And we knew we were going to struggle offensively, but we were in every game but 2, really. We lost 9 games by 1 goal, and
9 games by 1 goal.
and in the playoffs we eventually lost to the team that won the state championship. And the following 2 games we got outscored. Or they outscored their opponents 7-0 and 3-1, and we were within 1 goal of that team 3 times we played them. So we were pretty competitive. It's a great season. A lot of learning for me.
Yep.
More than anything, I learned a lot about being the head coach and even field hockey in general. So.
And you seem like you have a great time doing it. Must be nice to see some of your players here on the hardwood.
Well, that's absolutely why I come up. I want to be able to support all of our. I came up for the JV game too. I want to support our players. I want to have them be well-rounded. I want to see them compete, and that's what I enjoy the most. So.
And we're talking about how success breeds success here. The success that the teams had last year led to the successes this year. The success that the soccer team, the girls soccer team, the boys soccer team, the field hockey team, how that then leads into success in the winter season.
Yeah, my big thing and the message I try to tell my players, I want to see you compete. I want to see you compete in everything you do, right? Be prepared and compete. Compete in being a good student, compete in being a good citizen, right? Compete in being a good teammate, and just compete on the court or on the field, no matter what you're doing, right? Because that's how people remember you, and that's how you get better. So.
And Coach Wilson was talking about the way his group has come together and how they support each other, how they are a group. They went to indoor golf over the holiday break, and just what a fun time the whole group had together. I know that you talked about that experience with your team in the fall too, how they just like being around each other.
Yeah, there's something to be said. Field hockey here at Fairhaven, there hasn't been a lot of success, but the players who've come through this program, it means a lot to them. There's a special heart, in Fairhaven for Fairhaven field hockey, even though there hasn't been a lot of measured success. But there's a warm place in their heart, but because again, I think we watch the players compete, and it's easy to root for that stuff, right? That's really that's what makes it a high school sport special. So.
And just the number of kids you have who have never played field hockey before coming out for the first time, and that's been a situation here in Fairhaven for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of the 17 players we had this year, we had 12 that were first or second year players. And again, I'm saying this: we hung with the best team in Division III, and again, we competed really hard. And we're going to try to work hard on maybe introducing the game to some younger players. That's one of the goals I have, trying to be able to get kids in on a earlier.
So I'm going to speak to that, Jack. I had 8 years of following field hockey here at Fairhaven. Both my girls played. And we would go to other schools where field hockey is the king, Windsor's, the Granville, New York's, the schools like that. And there'd be kids 4 and 5 and 6 years old playing pickup with the sticks during halftime. And I mean, they're in it at that age. And Fairhaven is never, there's no program until they get here.
Yeah,
so
that's one of the things. That's one of the things I tried to tell my players, right? So we played against Windsor, and again, like they have a middle school program. We competed against those teams where their kids have been playing, since they were in 4th or 5th grade. And we hung with them. We hung with Woodstock, who last year was the Division II runner-up. So that speaks a lot to the quality of our kids. You know what I mean, and how much they want to compete. I hope that, our kids are learning from it, and I know losing stuff, it's not enjoyable. And trust me, the one thing about being the head coach I found out is you sleep a lot less because you worry a lot more, and about what you could do, because you really just want to see the results fall for the kids. So that was the toughest part about it. Right?
Let's cross over while we got a minute.
Yeah,
with the referee.
Yes.
The referee.
Yep.
How long you been doing it, Craig? As long as I can remember.
At the varsity level, 27 years.
27 years.
27 years. I actually started officiating middle school basketball when I was a junior in high school.
I remember that.
$12 a game back then.
I remember that.
$12 a game at Fairhaven Grade School. Dave Fair and Ray Pierce and Squeak Gregory mentored me along for a long time, and I owe them so much because I've gotten so much out of officiating throughout, across the sports. I officiate basketball, baseball, and softball, right? And I've been doing it for 27 years at the varsity level, and I've grown to know so many good people and had a lot of great experiences doing a lot of games. I'm probably up over, if I had to guess, probably 1,800 games across the 3 sports over those years.
How many games do you do this winter?
Basketball will probably be between 55 and 60.
55
and 60. Last year, actually, because I officiated some NCAA women's basketball, I was up over 70. I did 71 games last year.
You know what's really cool too, Craig, is that we've always said once you're a Slater, you're a Slater, you're a Slater. But now you look out onto the officiating floor, and there's so many Slaters that officiate basketball now. There's an odd. This is a true fact, and again, this just goes what I want to say, about how we were mentored and what it means in the community. Ray Pierce, Dave Fair, Squeak Gregory. Okay, my 8th grade basketball team, which was coached by Dave Fair, had 7 players. Okay, 7 players. Willie Phillips, Tim Barrett, Chris Helnon, and myself are still
pretty good percentage.
Officiating. I mean, Tim obviously was a legendary coach at Castleton for 25 years. He just got into officiating, right? But Willie, Chris, and myself, we've all officiated championship basketball games. Tim is certainly on his way there. He's a Division I high school, college umpire, or collegiate baseball umpire, right? So for me, I think the message just is when you get involved with sports early and you want to be able to officiate, right? Good people tend to, if you work hard, sow the seeds of what you were taught, right? You can be successful at it, and it is great. I've done a number of games with Chris and Tim and Willie. Matter of fact, Willie and I refereed a championship game a couple years ago, and that was pretty fun.
The scary thing is that there's a shortage of
talk
officials.
about that, please, Krager.
Yeah.
You talk about sowing the seeds. You got a whole bunch of Slaters listening right now. What would you encourage folks to do? How would you encourage folks to get involved, both men and women?
Get involved at the younger levels. I'll definitely say this, and obviously being a girls coach, and I've joked because I'm really just a girl dad, right? We need more female officials, right? it's beyond me, and Joe can tell you because I'm sure your daughter played AAU basketball for how long, right? For 6 months out of the year. Now, your daughter's still involved in basketball because she's coaching, but how many other of her teammates, right, played AAU basketball or played summer league basketball for 6, 7 years, 10 years, and then never have anything to do with it once they're.
Yeah.
And if you really enjoy the game,
Yeah.
I'd encourage you to consider it because it's a great way to stay involved in the game. Because here I am 36 years later, and I'm still involved in the game after getting out of high school.
Well said, Craig. Well said.
And getting to see a lot of good basketball.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Krager, I'm glad I was able to catch you. Thank you very much. Great seeing you. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
See you on
Joe,
the street.
Jack. Absolutely.
You can stick around if you want to.
Yeah, you want to stick around and call a little bit with us? You're welcome to. Okay.
He gets a chance to yell now. We can't deny him that chance. Thanks, Craig. So Slater's got the ball, or excuse me, the Eagles inbound it. That's a block by Kelly, and then a foul by Kelly. I think that'll be her second foul on the evening.
That was nice. Craig came up and spent a little time with us, Jack. Nice job.
You won't find a nicer person than
Yeah,
Craig
well
Bettis.
spoken. And he, another community member that gives a lot to the kids.
Griner makes the first of the two to make it 21-16 here. We're 14 seconds into the third period. That one's off the front iron, rebounded by Kelly. Kelly gets it to Hadwin, who looks to push up the floor. Finds Maddie Perry in the corner, sets her feet. That's off the backside of the iron. Tip, nice hustle by Audrey Perry to chase down the rebound. And Maddie's going to reset from the top. Finds Audrey foul line extended. Gets it to Hadwin. Hadwin gets it to Maddie Perry. Tori Kelly at the top of the arc. Gets it to Cole, takes the screen from Hadwin, lets it rip, and there's three for Isabel Cole to make it now 21-19, 7:13 left to go in the third period.
Good adjustment by Coach Wilson. The first two shots of the half were 3-point shots and just trying to open that floor up a little bit.
Yeah, they've been trying to get it to Kelly without the benefit of having that outside shot. Nice little kick out to Ferran. Ball won't go, box out by Maddie Perry, goes out of bounds. Inbound ball over to the Slaters. Looking for the tie for the first time since we tipped off. Maddie Perry brings it up. Maddie Perry, Kate Hadwin, Isabel Cole, Tori Kelly, Audrey Perry for the Slaters. Gilmet, nice drive by Hadwin, can't get that one to fall. Rebounded by Abba Parker, pushes it up the floor for the Eagles, kicks it out to Louisa Painter, wants to fake that three. She's hit a few of those. So it's Gilmet, Parker, Painter, Griner, and Ferran for the Eagles. Both teams with their original starting fives on the floor to start the second half. Nice movement of the ball by the Eagles. Gets it to Painter on the outside, looking again to Griner inside.
It's a battle in there. It's a battle.
There's a nice inbound pass there. Tipped away by Kelly. Audrey Perry going after the loose ball. She's fouled by Griner. That's the first Eagles foul. That's Griner's second foul on the night. And Maddie Perry brings it up for the Slaters. To Cole, to Hadwin. Hadwin looking for that entry pass into Isabel Cole down the lane. That's tipped away and off of Isabel Cole. That'll go over to the Eagles.
Good defense,
by
good
two.
recovery by Painter.
They've been doing a great job moving their feet all night, watching the Eagles play defense. Cutting off lanes, denying that entry and drive down the lane. Gilmet gets it to Parker. Parker looking to get it inside. Again, there's that battle with Griner and Kelly going on inside. Painter to Gilmet, into Griner, kicks it out to Parker. Parker lets it ride. Can't get it to fall off the iron. Hadwin's looking up the field, looking to push. Finds Audrey Perry up the court. Finds Isabel Cole straightaway three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Painter. Painter gets it to Gilmet, and here come the Eagles. Quick up court pass to Griner. Griner gets it off to Ferran. Drives across the lane, won't fall, but she's fouled. That's going to be on Audrey Perry. That's her first of the evening. That's the second team foul for the Slaters in this period. And Ferran will shoot two. Makes the first, 22-19. They've been pretty consistent on their foul shots. I don't know if you got to count, Joe, but
they've played really solid this evening.
There's two. Make it now 23-19. 5:07 left to go. Hadwin inbounds to Maddie Perry. You know, since the Slaters opened with Burlington way back in mid-December, they haven't probably been in a situation like this. They scrambled and clawed and stuck with Burlington until the end of the game. This will be a good test. Kelly fakes the up fake, drives the lane, draws the foul on Griner. I do believe that might be number 3 on Mackenzie Griner. That is her third.
Those guys been battling down at that other end, so that may get a little stress off the Kelly girl. And she's going to take a seat and get
Coach
a rest.
Cousineau sends in number 34, Brooke Ryersbach, as Griner goes to the bench. Again, it's good to see her on the floor. Last time we saw her, she was on crutches at the end of the game last week when Mount Abe was here as part of the Canfield tournament. Oriana Kerr now in for the Slaters. Hadwin looks to drive, kicks it out to Maddie Perry. That's off and out of bounds. Going to say that's out of bounds on Isabel Cole. And so the Eagles up by 4 with 4:30 left to go in the third period.
Still haven't relinquished the lead to the Slaters yet this evening.
Gilmet gives it to Ferran. Ferran tries to get it in to Painter as she's cutting across the lane, tipped away on a nice play by Oriana Kerr. Slater's in there man-to-man. Do look to double that when the ball gets in the corner. They do look to double down and trap that. Parker looking for Ferran, cutting across the lane. Gets it to Painter, sets her feet, lets it rip for 3. That makes it now 26-19. That's 3 or 4 for her on the night for 3.
That's her first points from since the first period as well.
Quinn Murphy gets it to Kerr. Kerr off the front iron, rebounded by Ferran. Up the court, kicks it out to Abba Parker on the wing. Cross the court to Ryersbach. And back to Gilmet to reset at the top. Gets it to Painter. Painter gives that a look. She's let a couple go from there. Ferran guarded by Quinn Murphy. Gets it back to Ryersbach. Pass to Parker. Parker looks to drive. Little scoop up. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Maddie Perry pushing the ball. Finds Kerr underneath. 4-2. Nice little layup by Oriana Kerr. Again, running the floor. As soon as the Slaters get the ball, she's running the floor, and they're finding her open. 26-21 now for the Eagles.
Maddie Perry makes a lot of good decisions with the basketball.
Averaging 4 assists a game. Painter again lets it fly. Drives down the lane, chasing her own rebound, but can't get it. Kerr picks it up, gets it to Hadwin. Hadwin finds Maddie Perry. Back to Hadwin. Looking to drive the lane. Switches hands. Kicks it out to Isabel Cole. Oh, can't use the whole rim and can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Parker, and she pushes up for the Eagles. To Painter. Painter, a little up fake. Drives the baseline. Going to be fouled by Isabel Cole on the drive. Shooting foul now. That'll send Painter to the line. Isabel Cole's second foul on the night. Third foul for the Slaters during the period. Painter gets the roll on the first to make it 27-21. Riley Babby and Audrey Perry check in for the Slaters, along with Quinn Murphy. Cole, Maddie Perry, and Kerr go to the bench. Painter can't get the roll on the second one. It's going to be rebounded by Murphy. Murphy gets it to Hadwin, who pushes for the Slaters. Tori Kelly back in. Audrey Perry off to Murphy. Murphy sets her feet at the top of the key. Rattles that one home. 27-24 now for the Eagles. Slaters looking to get their way back into this one. Set up their man-to-man. Eagles look for that cutter through the lane frequently, and oftentimes they'll find that open person. The other night they found it a lot, but couldn't get them to fall. Tonight they're not finding it as often, but they're making good hay. Again, there goes Parker looking for the cut, but Audrey Perry snatches that one out of the air. Gives it to Hadwin. Now to Murphy. Murphy takes the screen from Kelly. Kelly gets it to Babby. Babby screens again for Audrey Perry. Nice little find of Quinn Murphy driving to the hoop. That's up and in to make it now 27-24. 1:34 left to go in the period.
Jack, what I'm seeing too is Mount Abe is not playing as many kids off the bench, and you can see some fatigue setting in. You can see the hands are moving more than the feet are moving defensively the last couple of minutes down the floor.
Lauren Cousineau checks in for the Eagles, as does Isabel Cole for the Slaters. Hadwin to the bench.
Could be a big bucket here. Could tie for the first time for the Fairhaven Slaters, but
My
nope.
mistake on the call was didn't get that basket up as soon. So it is 27-26 now. That would have tied it for the Slaters had Murphy made that, but it didn't happen. Entry pass into Painter. Who I don't know if Painter's left the floor. Ryersbach gets it to Cousineau, to Gilmette. Around the horn they go to Ferran, looking to get it into Ryersbach. Skip pass by Painter, looks to Gilmette, down in the baseline, can't get the first shot, tries a little up and under, not to be had. Kelly with the rebound, gets it off to Audrey Perry, who pushes up the floor to Riley Babby. Babby finds Quinn Murphy at the top of the arc. Crossover from Audrey Perry, finds Cole. Looking to get it into Kelly. It's going to be fouled by Ryersbach on the entry pass. So that's first, I believe that's Ryersbach's first foul on the evening. That's number 4 for the Eagles with 36 seconds left to go in the third period.
2-4 back into the ball game for Mount Abe.
Ryers back to the bench. Cole looks to trigger into Kelly. Kelly to Babby. Back to Cole in the corner. Gonna say she shuffled her feet maybe?
No, I think there's going to be a foul on Kelly underneath here.
3-3 White, okay. So picking up her third foul that brings Tori Kelly to the bench. Kate Hadwin checks back in for the Slaters. Again,
Point.
She wasn't able to condition the whole time she was out. She was just cleared to condition maybe a week and a half ago.
Yeah, so she's got some catching up to do. There's no question, 4 or 5 games, a big difference.
Nice little reach in by the Audrey Perry there to steal it away from Ferran. Kate Hadwin with a nice drive, not to be had. Dufo wide open. Can't get the ball to fall. Goes out of bounds to the Slaters with 2.5 to go. Down by 1. Coach Wilson wants to take a timeout to talk about this inbound play, as he has done on just about every situation we've seen so far, Joe.
27-26, and if Fairhaven don't get the score here, then all 3 periods, the entire game, Mount Abe will have had the lead.
I'm not quite sure what the first score was, but it was a good 9-point lead, I think, by the Eagles when they jumped out to an early lead, made a lot of baskets. Slaters had a lot of problems getting themselves synchronized in that first period. A lot of errant passes, folks looking one way and passing the other way. But now they've scrapped right back into it now with 2.5. They've got a chance to go ahead.
Yeah, here's the good news. Fairhaven, I believe, is a little fresher going into the 4th period, and they have the potential to put up an awful lot of threes if they do continue to stay behind.
I think a key piece, and I think you touched on it, Coach Wilson's gone at least 3 deep on his bench, gets it to Hadwin. Hadwin lets it ride. And so as the third period comes to a close, we've got a 1-point ball game. Mount Abe has played an excellent game. Defensively, they've been moving their feet and scrapping and denying a lot of things to the Slaters. Slaters looking to drive the lane, haven't been able to find that all night. Trying to get the ball into Kelly, haven't had much success getting that ball inbound or inside to Kelly. All by good, strong defense from the Eagles. On the other side, the Slaters have scratched their way back in, finding some nice scoring, moving the ball well. They kind of went a little bit more outside to start that period, not looking as much to get it inside, found some success from outside. You got some scores?
Yeah, Hadwin with 12 through 3 periods. Cole with 6, Kerr with 3, and Murphy with 5. Murphy had a nice quarter at 5 points in the third period here for Mount Abe. Gumat through 3 has 4. Ferrand has 4. Griner has 4. And Painter with 4 that period, 14 for the evening. 7 leads all scorers.
Nice.
Okay, we have 8 minutes to go in the ball game. We'll see if Fairhaven can get back on track. It'll be Fairhaven's ball. They'll trigger near sideline. We're going to get underway. They trail by 1. It'll come in to Cole. Cole underneath to Hadwin. Back to Cole. Cole thinks about the 3. Reloads to Perry. Perry to Hadwin. A step to the hoop. Going to the lane. Tied up. Jump ball. Possession will go back to Mount Abe.
Again, that strong step to the hoop. Kate Hadwin ran into 3 Eagles on that one.
Nice job collapsing on defense tonight by Mount Abe.
Yep, denying all those drives down the lane. She hasn't had an easy drive yet.
Parker and Painter, the basketball. Parker left side, back underneath the Painter. Loose ball, out of bounds, off of Hadwin. Mount Abe will keep possession underneath their own hoop. Just underway, period number 4. Painter the trigger. Hadwin will put pressure on her. It'll come in to Dufour. Back out, it'll go to Painter. Thought about the 3. Now drives to the hoop. No good. Rebound Cole the clear. Hadwin. Audrey Perry, her 3 on the way. No good.
Just off the back iron. That shot looked nice.
Points are coming hard for the Slaters this evening.
And that's all on the Eagles because they're making it really difficult for them. They've been harassing them on defense all night.
Guamat in the backcourt now will work with Kuzno. It'll go out top to Parker. Picked up by Perry. Parker will go right side to Painter. Parker gets it back. Parker wants to drive, cut off nicely by Perry. And whistle out top. Underneath, it'll be Mount Abe's ball. I believe it's Audrey Perry committed a foul.
That's her second foul on the evening. First for the Slaters during this period. Was talking with Coach Cousineau before the game as Tori Kelly's going to check back in. Quinn Murphy's coming out for the Slaters. She said, Coach Cousineau said she had been speaking with Coach Connie LaRose, who was the longtime, very successful coach at Mount Abe, who'd been coming down here for nearly 30 years, and said, in all that time, I think we played 1 good basketball game in this gym.
Oh, well, they're playing their second one tonight.
They're playing their second one tonight. I think
Yeah.
Coach Cousineau is going to be very happy to recognize they're playing their second strong game tonight. I think Coach LaRose was a little exaggerated.
You think
there.
Audrey Perry commits her 3rd foul. It'll put Parker to the line to shoot a pair. Parker's first shot is up and good. That is Parker's first point on the evening, Jack. Second one is on the way, wide right. It'll be cleared by Hadwin. Slater's looking to get on the board here in the 4th period. Hadwin, quickly they double team her. It goes to Kelly. Hadwin gets it back. Now she's got a step, goes underneath. Has the ball to Audrey Perry. Her 3 on the way, no good. Cleared by Griner, but Hadwin will reach in and commit the foul, going for the steal.
Again, just a great job by the Eagles on that recovery defense. Hadwin looked to push that the whole way up the floor and ran into 2 or 3 Eagles and wasn't able to get that drive to the hoop that she wanted so bad and has been so effective at.
Guamat will bring it down. Picked up by Maddie Perry, center of the floor, top of the key. The nice give and go, but it didn't work out. It'll be cleared away by Kelly.
Nice little help defense from Isabel Cole seeing that pick and roll happen.
Hadwin now back to Audrey Perry. She has to reverse it, goes to Maddie. Maddie's got a step. Nice crossover. Will give it up to Cole. Cole will bring it back behind the three-point stripe. They'll reload. Hadwin gets it. Cole the pick. It'll go right side to Perry. Audrey Perry reverse it. Good defense, Mount Abe. Maddie Perry underneath to Kelly. Kelly's going to go to the hoop. She's got the lane. Oh, kicks it back out. It'll go to Maddie Perry.
Maddie thought she had Audrey Perry running the baseline there. Couldn't quite get the pass to her. Nice little drive and dish. I think that's going to be 4 on Griner. Hard foul on Kelly.
Nice look by Maddie Perry. We said earlier that she makes some good decisions and found Victoria Kelly cutting all alone. Kelly with a foul very hard by Griner. Griner indeed is her 4th. Kelly will try to get on the board this evening for the Slaters. The first foul shot is, you can tell she's pressing, she's stressing, and she just needs to take a breath. She's a player. It'll come.
Coach Cousineau wants to take a timeout. It's only her 2nd game back. She had a solid game. She had 10 points at Otter Valley, but I think that competition's a little bit different than this competition. And again, the jitters that she has and the rust that she has, these other girls were able to shake off 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
But it's good to see her back on the floor. Good to see her recovered. As Coach Wilson said, she's not under any restrictions. She can play as much as she can play, but he's going to take it easy and ease her in as much as he can.
So Fairhaven hasn't played bad defense, Jack. They've only scored 28 points, Mount Abe. But on the other side of that, the Slaters have only scored 26. We're being bothered here by
being harassed by a gentleman.
That's Eric Ramey. He does such a great job here at this
He really does. It's hard to say that he does a great job, but, you know, every once in a while you got to admit it. I babysat him, so I can say anything I want.
I bet that was a challenge.
Yeah, it was an experience. He and Mike Hall. Yep. I must have been 7 myself at the time.
Kelly shot on the line. Everything but goes in. Hadwin to clear. Should go out to
Nice save
Cole.
by Hadwin.
Cole will go to Perry. Back it'll go to Hadwin. Picked up by Painter. Hadwin's got a lane. Going to go up. Going to be a foul on the floor before the shot. It'll be Fairhaven's ball out.
It's on Gilmet, her 3rd on the evening. 2nd foul on the Eagles during the quarter.
Maddie Perry will call the play. It'll come out top to Cole. Cole and Hadwin will play some catch. Hadwin's long 3 on the way, no good. Who else? Maddie Perry chases
nice positioning
it down.
on that rebound by Maddie Perry.
Now Maddie will start the offense again. It'll go to Kelly. Over to Hadwin. Hadwin looking. Cole gets it back. Maddie Perry again. Oh, she's going to hoop. She's got the lane up. No good. Out of bounds. A whistle and a foul.
Nice drive by Maddie Perry. Was watching Channel 3 News the other night, and they had some film from Fairhaven at Otter Valley the other night. That same nice, strong move to the hoop. Nice to see that from Maddie Perry. Can't get that one to fall.
She's a true leader. She's the floor general for the Slaters. Does an awful, awful nice job.
This is a good test for that senior leadership that Coach Wilson's talked about. That one's off the front iron. Maddie Perry seemed to have that rebound, but it got tipped away actually by Isabel Cole and over to the Eagles.
Eagles will reload now. Cousineau the basketball. Parker gets it. Parker's picked up by Hadwin. They work it underneath. Back out top to Cousineau. Parker and Cousineau will play some catch. Parker left side. Painter has the basketball. Cole picks her up. Painter strong to the hoop.
Drive to the hoop. Hadwin tried to step in a little late on that help defense. Nice drive to the hoop by Painter.
4-point Mount Abe lead. 4:23 to go in the ball game. The Slaters the ball. Kelly has it out top. Audrey Perry back to Cole. Cole will give it to Maddie Perry. Maddie reverses it. Kelly gets it again. Kelly wants to go to the hoop. They cut her off nicely. It'll go back to Hadwin. Hadwin and Cole. Perry brings the ball to Kelly. Kelly's shot is on the way. No good.
Again, nice drive on the baseline and kick out by Maddie Perry.
3:49 to go in the ball game. Gwinnett with the basketball. Fairhaven is going to have to hit some shots here going down the stretch. They trail by 4. Griner with it. Painter. Now Cousineau. Kelly will pick up Griner on the right side.
Oh,
Going to call it on Kelly.
that's going to be on Kelly. I believe that's number 4 on her.
Murphy will come in. She'll take a seat here.
Had her-
3:29 to go in the ball game.
Had Griner defended in the corner well, but had to reach in there. Picks up number 4. It's number 4 for the Slaters on the period too, which could get to be important.
Okay, Painter the trigger near sidelines. Hadwin will get her. Parker has it. He'll swing the ball the other side of the floor. Ferrand with it. Parker center of the floor. Parker looks for Griner. Griner underneath. That's that cut.
They're going to call that foul on Quinn Murphy from behind.
Ferrand went to the hoop. Nice cut. And again, Jack, you've said it earlier, and we've said it often. Mount Abe's looked for that cutter underneath, and it's made a difference tonight. Ferrand's first shot is up and on the way. It's good.
And I don't know what the percentage is, but they are making foul shots. That Griner, the battle that was going on earlier between Griner and Isabel Cole, or excuse me, between Griner and Tori Kelly, looks like it's going to be Griner and Isabel Cole now.
32-26, a 3-minute mark, period number 4. Perry will give it up to Murphy. Murphy and Hadwin. The pick is set. Hadwin wants to go strong to the hoop. Kicks it out to Perry. Back it'll go to Hadwin. Her 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim. Cleared by Gwinnett. Gwinnett wisely pulls it out. Will give it to Griner. Gets it back herself. Now Parker will get involved. Parker picked out top by Audrey Perry. Back to Griner. Very patient Mount Abe will be now with the 6-point lead in the ball. 2:39. The reach-in foul is going to go on Audrey Perry. That will be her 4th.
Mount Abe's done a nice job taking care of the ball. You know, Fairhaven early had those turnovers, kind of unforced errors. Mount Abe hasn't done much to hurt themselves tonight with possession of the ball. They've taken care of the ball and taken advantage of the chances they have.
Parker now will shoot the pair. They'll be in the bonus the rest of the ball game. First shot is up and good.
Lefty makes the first one. Make it 33-26, 2:37 left to go in the game.
Gets 1 or 2.
In front of the iron.
Murphy declared. The Slaters quickly now got to pick up the tempo.
Oh, Jen Ferrand's fired up. That was 2 blocked passes. Second one out of bounds back to the Slaters, but she's pumped up on defense now.
Hadwin the trigger for Fairhaven. Has to bring it out top to Perry. Hadwin directing traffic now. Perry's got a lane. Has to pull it back out. They give it up to Audrey Perry. Back to Maddie Perry. Maddie and the Slaters. The 3-point shot is up. No good.
Oh, nice
Cleared
rebound
away.
by Audrey.
Hadwin's 3 will not fall. The Slaters have gone cold. They trail by 7 with 1:55 to go in the ball game. Painter the basketball. Parker will get it. Again, very patient they'll be. Winding some clock. Reach in foul by Cole. Mount Abe back to the line. So I'm not an advocate and I'm not promoting the 30-second shot clock. But the game would change so much with a shot clock during this period, you know, this situation.
But that's a part of the ball game. You got to take care of the ball. You got to, like you say, be patient, work the clock. It's a different skill set. And it would change the game tremendously. Not saying good or bad.
Griner misses
I
them
think
both.
those might have been some of the first foul shots they've missed on the night. Gives
Hadwin
Slater an opening.
strong to the hoop. Oh, Hadwin can't get a hoop to fall now. Rolled off the side of the rim. Back it'll go to Mount Abe. They'll have to continue to foul. Fairhaven will at this point. Underneath the
There
Griner,
you go.
stolen
Nice defense
away.
there. Nice help defense on the backside from Audrey Perry.
Then Griner reaches in and commits a frustration foul. It's going to be 5
I
on
do
her.
believe that it ends her night. Great night, fine night that it had. Like I've said a couple times, last time we saw her, she was on crutches on the bench at the end of the game when they played in the Canfield tournament a week and a half ago. Strong game tonight. The battle down low. Lots of opportunities. Coach Kuzno wants to take a timeout. Up by 7, 1:16 left to go in the period.
They've had a good game plan coming in here tonight.
You can tell they talked about Tori Kelly. They talked about denying that pass. They talked about denying the lane. A very fine showing by the Eagles. They weren't satisfied at all with the way they played the other night. They've come in and played an excellent game here tonight.
The game's not over yet. Certainly Fairhaven can extend it by fouling and putting Mount Abe at the line. But one of the weaker free throw players was Griner for Mount Abe. And so she's out now. So that may make a difference in the ball game as well in the strategy. But we'll see a couple of threes, quick threes, and it's right back into it. But
And Coach Kuzno's team it's a seasoned team. She's got 6 seniors, plays 3 or 4 of them fairly consistently. So it's a chance for her team to show some of that senior leadership that we've seen so much of from the Slaters, as it's a chance for the Slater seniors to rise and see how they can do down by 7, minute 16 left to go.
it's kind of a reversal from the first game where Mount Abe couldn't get a hoop. Fairhaven struggling to get hoops tonight.
Yes.
They're getting some shots. They're just not getting them to fall. So Fairhaven in minute 16, they'll bring the ball in. Mountie Perry picked up by Guimet. And Perry will do some battle. Perry gets it, calls the play, gets Cole out top, but they can't get it to her. Now Hadwin gets it. Hadwin will bring the ball, center of the floor, wants to drive, gives it up to Murphy. They're going to have to go to the hoop here. Ball comes way out top to Hadwin. Hadwin is going to put the three, going to give the ball to Cole with
Taking a lot of
49
time.
seconds. Too much time. Ball goes back over to Mount Abe. Took a lot of time to get into the offense.
They had
there.
the play. They were running their play, and they couldn't get it to work the way they wanted it to work. Ball to Dufault. She's fouled by Izzy Cole.
That'll put Dufour at the line. Probably a wise foul by Cole.
Is her 4th. 40 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Still a 7-point Mount Abe lead. Dufour's first shot is up and good.
Gets the roll. They've been shooting foul shots all night long, Joe. How often? That makes the huge difference.
One or two, but then over the back, Ferrand is going to be called with the foul. That's their 5th team foul. And we walk down to this end and let them shoot a pair. So
With hardly any time off the clock there.
Hadwin
now
took
the
a peek
se-
at the clock on her way down here. She strolls to the line to shoot a pair.
Now it's the Slaters' turn to shoot foul shots. Both teams in the bonus now. Kate Hadwin drills them both. Coach Wilson calls a timeout. Down by 6.
40 seconds to go. Again, the three-point shot now is an equalizer in these close and later time ball games. Fairhaven trails by the 6 with 40 seconds to go. So Mount Abe has to take care of the ball to take this win home to Bristol. There's no question about it. Fairhaven has to go for the quick steal, Jack, and then commit the foul as quick as they possibly can.
Yeah, and again, that's two things that Mount Abe has done well all night, taking care of the ball and making foul shots. So that's going to put the Slaters up against it. So you've got a game coming on Saturday.
Yeah, good one too. Hartford
Hartford
Fairhaven.
boys, yep.
Yeah,
That's
should
during the matinee game.
Yeah, 2:30. I think I go on
Yep,
there
JV
for
game at 1 o'clock, varsity game at 2:30.
the Hartford Club's a good club. They're in Fairhaven's coming off a couple of wins in the Whitehall Christmas tournament this past weekend. So hopefully it's a good one here in Fairhaven. Saturday matinee is pretty cool.
There you go. And we've certainly had a good one here tonight. We were hoping, I think you said at the top, hoping for a better game tonight. We certainly have had it from the Eagles, and the Slaters have been scrappy. This has been a good test for them.
Okay, with 40 seconds to go, Painter will be the trigger, picked up by Audrey Perry. Fairhaven picks him up full. They'll try to get the ball in. Gourmet gets it. They're going to commit the foul. They can't even get the foul called. And you don't want Cole to foul him. It'll go over to DeForcy Walk. So Fairhaven went for the steal. Couldn't commit the foul, although couldn't get the call
Wasn't
on
called.
committing the foul. And it
And
worked
then
out.
Ferran had the open hoop, went to pull it out and dragged her foot, so it turns it back over to the Slaters now.
Here comes Hadwin, Maddie Perry. Maddie Perry, the pick set by Cole. Now ball will go back to Perry. They got to get the shot off here. Cole's three is on the way.
That's off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Dufault. Can't get the foul call. Finds Abba Parker.
With 9 seconds to go, Fairhaven will not commit the foul. Mount Abe will let the time run off the clock, and it's a big win for these girls.
Nice win early for the girls. They came down. They did not play well in the Canfield tournament. Coach Cousineau talked about it. They talked about it amongst themselves. A good group that really supports each other, these Eagles, and came off with a nice win, a good solid win to get themselves on the road. Again, they're 8 out of 9 games on the road to start their season, and they're going to go home happy tonight.
I'm just tallying up the score here, Jack, real quick. The final scoring for both clubs. Just take me just a second. Okay, final score 34-28. The Eagles of Mount Abe come in here to Fairhaven, get the win. For the Slaters, Hadwin with 14, Cole with 6, Kerr with 3, and Murphy with 5 for a total of 28. For the Eagles, Gourmet had 4, Ferrand had 6, Parker had a pair, Griner had 5, and 1 for Dufault. Fairhaven could never get in the flow of the offense tonight.
They started off a little bit out of sync. They had a trouble, again, some unforced errors, turning the ball over on errant passes. Couldn't get that sync that they had so well the 2 games actually of the Canfield tournament, but that's why you play them, right? Just early season, a good test. I'm sure that Coach Wilson and Coach Hutchins and Coach Daly will look over this game, watch the tape of this game. I'm sure that they and the girls will go through this and just to see what they were doing wrong. They were trying to get it in early to Kelly. Mount Abe did a great job of denying that.
Jack, some losses are as beneficial as some wins, and this will give Fairhaven an opportunity. Watch some film, see what they can do and can't do. The Kelly girl did struggle, but that will come. Fairhaven's a good club.
Yep.
But Mount Abe was a better club here this evening.
Yep. And again, like you say, sometimes a defeat like this can really spur you, focus you, get you going. Coach Wilson before the game talked a little bit about he was worried about the turnovers and the unforced errors. I said, what are you worried about going forward? And those were 2 things that he mentioned, and they certainly came to fruition during that first quarter, certainly. But this is an experienced group. This Slater group has great chemistry. They're going to pick each other up. They're going to work together, and they're going to get themselves back on track. They're off to Springfield, and then they have 4 straight home games. So they get to enjoy a little home cooking and get their feet back under them, because I'm sure that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, Jack, had a pleasure again this evening working with you. It's been a lot of fun this year so far.
I didn't wish you a Happy New Year, Joe. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you, my friend.
A good 2025.
So we'll be back here on Saturday afternoon, Fairhaven Boys, Hartford. And it's supposed to be a nice day. If you can't get here to the gym, make sure you take a look and watch it and listen to us.
So, Joe, thanks to Walt Ripley. Thanks to Eric Ramey and everybody here at Fairhaven Union High School. Again, the final score, Slaters came up a little bit short, to an Eagles team that was very combative and very competitive, and just a nice night for basketball. Thanks, everybody, and have a good evening.